Hi everybody. It's Thursday, March 13th, 2008. Thanks for watching. I'd like to tell you a little story today about a king in Africa. Now I know that a king is not probably the best type of government that you can have. We all prefer freedom and democracy, and we know the horrible things that can happen with kings. They can very often be tyrants. Actually, from what I understand about history, kings are not always bad. Sometimes kings are really good. They do really great things for their people. The problem is, when they die, the idiot son tends to take the throne and throw it all away on hedonism and corruption. So, it's either really good or really bad. And there's not a whole lot of stability to it. And of course, it's not so great because the people don't really have a whole lot of freedom. But sometimes if you have a really benevolent king who really knows what he's doing, you can have some good results for a time. Now, this one particular king in Africa, and this happened very recently too, I don't remember exactly the year, but he realized that he had a big drug problem in his country. There were a lot of farmers who were growing heroin and other types of drugs and making a lot of money off of it. And he needed to stop this. He didn't want this drug trade going on in his country, so he had a problem and he had to figure out a way to solve it. Now, what do you think he did? Did he write some laws and outlaw growing these controlled substances? Did he institute a new police force and get them to sweep the country and confiscate everyone's property? Well, not quite. He decided to go out into the country himself and talk to the people that were growing the drugs. He visited their farms and he got as much information from them as he could. He asked them why they were doing it, what was in it for them, what kind of profits they were making, and he asked them what it would take to persuade them to grow something else. And the basic message was, if we can make more money growing something else, we will. So he went back and figured out exactly what they could grow in order to make more money than they could growing drugs. He came up with an actual economic plan for the farmers. And he went back and he said, okay, here's what you can grow. Here's how you can do it, and you can make more money this way. And he helped them to change their crops over. And, in the space of less than a year, he completely solved his problem. He didn't have any more people growing heroin or cocaine or anything like that in his country. It was totally wiped out. And everybody was happy. And there was no need to throw anybody in prison. There was no need to start a new police force or, train some special tactics units and go bust into people's houses. And you know what? If he'd done that, it probably wouldn't really have solved anything. He would have, made a lot of people angry. They would have rebelled against him and started militias. And they would probably still be fighting over it today, and they'd probably still be growing those crops. So anyway, that's a little story about how, just one example about how you can work things out peacefully and through dialogue much better than you can through force, through coercion, through intimidation, whatever. And I should really look that up. I read it in a book not too long ago about all that, and it really impressed me. You know, to hear about this guy and what he did. That was the only thing he did, of course. He's done other things, but that really stood out in my mind, and you know, I admire that, and I think we need more people in the world that are willing to think in this way and actually get out there and roll their sleeves up and solve problems instead of just throwing guns at it, you know. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.